It's time for your weekly dose of sparkle. We made it. It's 2021. Thank goodness. I know we're all so over last year. And so now it's time to start thinking about this year. But that's really hard right now when it comes to PR. You know, we all want to have our plans on paper and start thinking ahead and getting the last year behind us, but we don't know what's going to happen for the next 6 months. So that's really hard to plan ahead when you really don't know what lies ahead. It doesn't mean you still can't have a plan in place. So what we like to do is sit down and think through the calendar year, any major holidays that any of our clients might play into. That means real holidays like holiday gift items for Christmas and the holiday season, Father's Day, Mother's Day. But then there's also those holidays that aren't real holidays, like National French Fry Day or National Walking Month. What can you be a part of this year that's a holiday that maybe you can at least play into some media stories? Those holidays aren't going to go anywhere. We know those are a sure thing this year. And if there's a seasonality to your product or your destination, keep that in mind as well. You know, if you're a beach destination, that's not going to go away. There's still going to be a beach season this year, despite what might be going on around us. So make sure you're planning ahead for that. And when you're thinking about planning, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. From a media landscape, there are certain ways that the media work. Print magazines can work anywhere from 3 months in advance for your regional magazines, those local magazines that feature your particular hometown or city. Usually they're working about 3 months in advance from a print standpoint. The major national titles that you see, some of them are working up to a year in advance. So it's important to get to them as soon as possible. It's never too early to get an idea on their radar, or at least reach out to find out when they'll be working on something. So even holiday gift guides, for example, those don't come out until the December issues, but usually by the end of June, early July, they're already complete for the year for the national magazines. So keep that in mind when you're pitching, but then also keep in mind from an online standpoint or a broadcast standpoint, when it comes to television and those online articles, some of those are done with 2 days notice, a week's notice, you know, at most maybe a month's notice. So you want to start getting in touch with producers and those online writers much closer to the actual time when they'll actually run, but you don't want to miss that window of opportunity either. So again, it never hurts to just reach out and say, you know, hey, we're already thinking about Valentine's Day. Just wanted to check in with you and see if you're planning anything, when you might start thinking about that, so I can be sure to reach out to you then. It's never too early to lay the groundwork, but you also don't want to miss your opportunities and miss the mark on it either. So start your planning now, and just like we learned with 2020, be willing to change and totally shift directions at a moment's notice, and that's okay too.